I never would have made this drink in a million years unless somebody hired me to do it. Even people that I know that kind of came up when I came up in the bartending, I don't know if we've ever had to make this drink, but I know that they made a shit ton of these in the 80s for sure, and still probably do. But I was hired by this amazing chef called Roy Choi, he's a Korean chef here in Los Angeles, who really was the person responsible for really creating the first food truck for the most part. I mean, he had this food truck with his Korean food. It was so successful. Then you really saw the birth of all these kind of food trucks coming around and pretty much going through the country. So he was opening a couple of restaurants in a hotel here called The Line in Los Angeles. This was about, God, easily about 7 years ago. And he wanted me to do the cocktails. And what was really interesting, and there's only really a handful of people that I've done consulting jobs for that I really, really, really have enjoyed working with. And for the most part, the main reason is because when you have a chef that's involved, you have somebody who's really passionate, who's there on a daily basis, you really feel that the program that you've put in place is really going to stay there. Because so many times I basically would go in, I'd do a program, and as I was walking out, I could feel everything crumbling behind me. So it just was refreshing, and I really liked that he just thought so much out of the box. So he's like, listen, I want to do these cocktails, but I want to bring back these cocktails from the 80s. So we're bringing back the Fuzzy Naval. Now, the name Fuzzy Naval is very, very literal. So it's peaches and orange juice. So fuzzy because of the fuzziness that's on peaches, and navel because they made it with navel orange juice. So really, really simple name, nothing really crazy. And I just love the idea of that because it was like, he was taking these drinks that, I don't know what, they were made with all kinds of just like very basic stuff, but I was doing my best to kind of elevate them and put my spin on them. So the Fuzzy Naval is a really, really simple drink, believe it or not. It's only peach schnapps and orange juice, okay? Now, I'm gonna use a peach liqueur for this, and the main difference between a schnapps and a liqueur is a schnapps is actually fermented and distilled. So it can have a higher proof, which I'm sure peach schnapps did. And liqueurs are things that are kind of made and then they're infused with fruit, okay? And that's what this is. So this is definitely a lower percent drink than probably the peach schnapps, but I like the quality of this. I like the flavor and the viscosity. And listen, this is a drink that I am going to use, instead of using orange juice, I'm going to use fresh kumquats. Kumquats are these little tiny kind of sour oranges that grow on a tree that you literally can eat the whole thing. You can eat the rind with it as well. They're super, super sour. And then I'm actually going to use some passion fruit. So I don't have to add any citrus in this, and I don't have to add any sugar because this has enough sweetness. So this will take care of the citrus, and then we'll add a little bit more passion fruit for some flavor. So let's go ahead and make this real simple to build. And I'm gonna put let's put in about 5 kumquats, and then we'll do about an ounce of passion fruit. Let me cut a couple of these open. These are slightly unripe passion fruit, but I wanted you to really get the idea where we're going to do 1 ounce. These are the Frederick passion fruit, which has a really nice combination of kind of sour and sweetness. So we're going to put an ounce of that in there. Okay. And then we'll give that a really nice muddle. One of the things about muddling these kumquats is, yes, you will get a little bit of juice in there, but you're going to get a lot of flavor comes from the rind. So let's get that all in there. And then it called for 3 ounces of peach schnapps. We're going to put 4 ounces of peach liqueur, just to get a little bit more flavor and add the strength of this. Now listen, because this is even though this was like a club cocktail back in the 80s and so forth, this actually could be a really nice substitute for a light brunch cocktail. Something that just, you want something light that's not going to mess you up all day. You could have 2 or 3 of them. It could replace the champagne cocktail for that, or the mimosa. It could be really great. And we're going to put some ice in there. Give it a nice shake. And then because it's got all these kinds of rinds and seeds, We definitely are going to double strain it with a tea strainer. Let's give that a good shake. There you go. Perfect. I'm just putting this in kind of a, it is technically a martini glass, but it's got a beautiful long stem. It's just, there's something really nice and elegant about it. And listen, you could take these kumquats, you could soak them in the peach liqueur and maybe put them on a stem across here. You could put an orange slice. You could put a dehydrated orange slice. I'm going to use some nice nasturtium flowers. This is a flower that grows on a vine around this time of year, which is early spring, late spring, mid-spring. It actually comes from the mustard family, so it has a nice little spice, but it's really the color that's so beautiful. So what I think we'll do here is we'll do one yellow and one orange or red. And the thing about these flowers too is the yellow ones are spicier than the orange ones. So there you go. You've got the Fuzzy Naval. I've got peach, liqueur, kumquats, and passion fruit. Let's give it a sip. It's still sweet, you know what I mean? So you don't have to worry, like, it still has that sweetness if that's what you want, but it's got that really nice combination of peach and orange. It's a really nice combination. It's really, really simple. And I would love to see, like I said, if you don't have kumquats, use regular oranges, tangerines. If you can't get fresh passion fruit, there's an amazing passion fruit puree called Perfect Puree that has no sugar in it. You just use a ½ ounce of that. It's like a concentrate. So have fun with it, put your spin on it. But like I said, you actually could really replace this for a brunch cocktail. So enjoy.